In this video, I'm going to talk about the three coins or the three tokens of cryptocurrency that I'm looking at and I'm buying. And I'm also going to talk about stable coins. So stay tuned and learn all about cryptocurrency in this episode. All right, so you're probably hearing me talk a lot about Bitcoin lately and cryptocurrency, and I want to go through some of the reasons that I'm starting to build positions in this coin, in this sector. First of all, it's exciting. Let's just start with that. I mean, it's exciting. I've been reading for more than a year now, and probably many months before that, but just really diving into it lately. And it's like a whole new world. It's like reading an encyclopedia of information, right? It started with Bitcoin, but in the last 11 years, Bitcoin has really grown into this gigantic juggernaut of, it's not a currency really, it's a store of value. You'll hear that term a lot. It spawned a lot of other coins. In fact, there's like 10,000 other coins or cryptocurrencies out there that are available. And that calls all the way from Bitcoin to central governments are creating their own digital currencies. Then you have all these coins, right? You have all these different coins, like you've got Ethereum, which I'm going to talk about. You've got Cardano, you've got Monero, you've got Pirate, you've got on and on. You even have coins for porn, right? Don't get me started on that one, right? But there's coins for basically everything. There's NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens. And these are things to trade art and, cartoons and the first music edition and all these different artistic things. And then there's social coins, which are going to be the next big thing. And you should start following it, by the way. So I want to talk a bit about the three main currencies that I'm looking at buying. Now, again, there's 10,000 of them, and you can choose from any of them. But let me just talk to you about kind of the way I see the cryptocurrency space evolving. First of all, there's Bitcoin. So we can't have a discussion about cryptocurrency unless we talk about Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is basically the gold standard. It's the store of value. Like if you buy a bar of gold, you don't carry it around with you. Like even in the old days, you didn't carry around a bar of gold. You carried out little chunks of it to make some exchanges, but it's really inefficient. Then there's a currency, silver, right? And silver is a little easier to carry around. It's worth a little bit less per weight. And then there's all the other stuff, barter and all the other ways that people could transact things. So I want to talk about Bitcoin as being the gold standard. Let's say you amass a bunch of wealth and you want to store it somewhere. Well, there's a lot of places you can store big wealth. Mostly it's in real estate or precious metals. So a lot of people store it in real estate. They buy, $10 million worth of real estate or whatever. And that's a store of value. And sometimes that store of value can create income and sometimes it's just an investment. Then what you might do is you might borrow against that building and go buy more buildings, right? And so that's what that store of value can do. Now, a lot of people buy precious metals. And so the same thing can happen. If let's say you have $10 million worth of gold, well, somebody's willing to lend you some money on that and make some money on interest. And so there's a store of value there on that gold. Now, when they lend you that money, you go out and spend that money, buy smaller things. You can buy a car, a watch, or a cup of coffee with smaller amounts of currency. So I want to talk about the three tiers of where I see the financial system going. So the first tier is the gold standard, the store of value, and that's Bitcoin. It's like the Coca-Cola of the soft drink industry in cryptocurrency, right? Like if I were going to bet against any of the soft drink makers, I wouldn't bet against Coca-Cola, right? They're number one. They've got good management. They've got a good team. They're always doing innovative things, buying water companies and creating different products. I would not bet against them and their distribution system. Just wouldn't. So that's the same thing with Bitcoin. It's the oldest one around. It's the most stable one around, according to the pundits, but it does have some drawbacks. The second one is Ethereum. Like if you talk about cryptocurrency, it's the king and then the prince. It's the king is the Bitcoin and the prince is Ethereum. Ethereum is interesting. Ethereum basically has a layer called a smart contract layer that let's imagine that you're doing a real estate transaction. You want to go buy a house, right? So you hire an attorney and you go write up all this paperwork and then you close and that money gets transferred. Well, basically Ethereum kind of does the same thing, but it just does it with more contracts than real estate. It does it with software transactions and development and layers of other currencies that can lay on top of the Ethereum layer. And so Ethereum is basically, it's got a smart contract associated with the payment. So you agree with the contract, and then as long as those terms of the contract get executed, the payment happens all within the same transaction. That's what Ethereum is about. Then the third one I want to talk about is Cardano. Cardano is interesting because it's like Ethereum on steroids, but you're not going to unseat Ethereum just yet. They've got a lot of growing pains to go through in Cardano, but I think it's a very, very interesting currency. I look at those three as like, if I were going to put money into Bitcoin, and I'm starting to just diversify. Most of it's going into Bitcoin, but then other cryptocurrencies are also playing into that. So I'm looking at some Ethereum, and I'm looking at Cardano, and I'm investing in those. And I'm not talking about Dogecoin, which is a coin that was invented as a joke, and it's kind of taken off in popularity because Elon Musk helped that. I'm talking about, the three serious coins that I think are going to be around for a while, the three serious tokens. And that's Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Cardano, which is symbol ADA. Now, let's talk about the drawbacks. Bitcoin being the oldest one is the kind of the molasses one. It moves slowly. It changes slowly. It's got a huge network, so you got to get all those people to agree on changes. And there can be some changes made. It's an evolving open source platform, but it just takes a long time. And it takes a long time because it's old and it's got old technology, let's call it. And so it runs about 7 transactions per second, which is pretty slow when you're talking about millions and millions of nodes on the Bitcoin network. Ethereum does about double that right now. They're redoing some Ethereum as well to make it a little bit faster, and there's some controversy around that. But the bottom line is Ethereum is improving, and it's improving fairly quickly. And so Ethereum does about 15 transactions per second. Still not setting the world on fire as far as what it needs to do. It needs to be at about 180,000 transactions per second from the metrics that I've seen, but those probably could change. The third one is Cardano, and Cardano is engineered to take itself above that layer of crunching those transactions. And instead of being proof of work, and that's a whole different video, it's proof of stake. The proof of stake is chosen at random. So it's not all the nodes agreeing all together and cumbersomely moving forward. It's a random set of verification layers on top of a currency that verifies the transactions. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to look into it a little bit more. But that's what mining is. It's verification of transactions. And so proof of stake is a little bit different than proof of work. And proof of stake is just that you have to prove that you own it before you have a say in the way it works. I'm trying to simplify everything as much as possible. So those are the three main ones. Now here's where the future, I think, is going. The future is going to this. Bitcoin will be the store of value. There will be banks created around Bitcoin. So you bring your Bitcoin and you put it in the bank, right? Kind of like your real estate. You put your Bitcoin in the bank and then you sell against it or you borrow against it. Now, what I mean by that is if you buy Bitcoin at, say, 30,000 and it goes to 60,000, you've got to pay tax on that additional 30,000. But if you buy Bitcoin and you borrow and it goes up to 60,000 and then you borrow 30,000 against it, they give you a 50% extension on the value of that Bitcoin. You don't have to pay tax on that increase, but you get the ability to use that 30,000. So what's going to happen is to avoid taxes or just to avoid that whole in and out of currencies and the spread and the cost that you have to pay to get in and out, you're going to probably borrow against your currencies in the future. So now imagine you borrowed against that currency, right? You borrowed against your Bitcoin. You still have your Bitcoin, but you've got a little lien against it. And now you take that and you go to the silver, right? You go to Ethereum. And you now can, buy and sell things with smart contracts using Ethereum. That's where I think this is going to go. You can build software platforms on it. You can build other cryptocurrencies on it. You can build lots of cool things on this layer of smart contracts. But maybe that's not your bag. So you might be able to do kind of a similar thing with Cardano. You'll take that money that you borrow from your Bitcoin and you'll use the existing infrastructure that we have. Visa, MasterCard, Google Wallet, Apple Pay, Cash. These are all things that are in existence and they're accepted by everyone around the world. So you give people cash or a credit card and you're able to make a transaction. That's what you're going to do. You'll borrow money and then you'll use that money to go buy stuff. Maybe you'll buy some bigger things with Ethereum, but the smaller things, you'll trade some of that Ethereum or you'll trade some of that Bitcoin money that you borrowed into fiat currency. And you'll use that fiat currency for buying your coffee or buying your car or buying things that are manageable, but you'll still have that store of value there. That's where it's going to go, in my opinion. One more coin I want to talk about is something called a stablecoin. And if you're not comfortable buying cryptocurrency because of all the concerns around cryptocurrency, the hacking, which has been solved in my mind, or the networks and the exchanges being hacked into and going down and being unreliable, or the taxation issues or the regulatory issues, there's a whole bunch of issues which creates doubt, which also creates opportunity, by the way. If you are uncomfortable with that, then you can put your money into something called a stablecoin. Now, a stablecoin is simple. It's just a coin that's tagged to a currency. So there's a US dollar stablecoin, there's a euro stablecoin, there's a Chinese stablecoin, there's all kinds of stablecoins. And they're supposed to be backed up with the currency. There's some controversy around that right now, but I will tell you, the idea is that if there's $1 worth of stablecoin, there's $1 worth of currency backing it up. So if you want to just invest in the dollar because you like the dollar, which I don't, then you'll do it that way through a stablecoin, and you'll still be in the cryptocurrency space. And then if you want to go in and out of Bitcoin or in and out of Ethereum, you could do it very easily by just transferring one to the other rather than making a transfer from your fiat wallet into your currency, your crypto wallet. So that's where I see Bitcoin going. I could go really, really in depth, but I wanted to keep it simple to let you know that there is a safe environment that's being created now in the cryptocurrency space. It's Bitcoin for me, it's Ethereum second, it's Cardano third. There's a bunch of other coins that I like and that I'm looking at. I haven't pulled the trigger on investing in them yet, but those are the big three for me. And that's why. And that's why I see that gold standard being the place where you keep your money, and then everything else being the infrastructure that's kind of already there where you can spend your money. I hope that helps explore a little bit into the cryptocurrency space.
How can we help you? 5 ways. First, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell below to make sure you get our new video the minute it comes out. Second, get a copy of my book, Hacking Money, and you'll learn a system for creating wealth through passive income so that you can build the lifestyle of your dreams. Click where it says book below. Third, if you want to hit the ground running, or if you want to learn how to invest from someone with over 44 years of investing success, click the products and programs link below. Fourth, if you want to accelerate your path to increase your wealth, consider joining one of my ecosystems. I have mentorships and mastermind programs for learning that are practically guaranteed to make you a successful investor. Or if you want to travel the world and learn from me and other multimillionaires on the path to greatness, you should consider joining my elite mastermind group. Fifth, if you want some help right now because you have a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to create massive passive income, or you want to accelerate your results in your investments, or maybe you just want personalized mentorship to build the lifestyle of your dreams, we can help. Maybe you're a multimillionaire who just wants someone else to handle some of your investing decisions and you want to invest in one of my funds. Whatever it is for you, click on the link below where it says Become a Client. All those links are below. You create your world, nobody else. And remember, never give up your power in your health, your wealth, or your time.